Hi, I'm Zealan Turner. I'm the Director of School Communications here at PALCS. I'm here with my guest, Adam Solnosky. He is a teacher in middle school for health and safety and physical education. And here we're going to talk about what that looks like at a cyber school.
Every time I meet someone, what do you do? I'm a teacher. What do you teach? Phys ed. Where? Online. How does that work? And that's exactly how it goes every time. The health portion of it is just like a health class, like a virtual health class. And the phys ed isn't like, I think a lot of people think of like, oh, dodgeball and basketball and, we'll play a game today. But we're doing a lot of movement based, especially at this age, kids need to learn kind of how they move their body, what movement is, what exercise is. So we're slowly working more into exercise based and learning how to exercise.
So when you're talking about, this is the age we need to like start getting them into physical action, physical activity, where do you start with that?
My one class, we start with the body, the parts of the body. What are muscles? What do they do? What do bones do? How does movement actually work? And then we go into, okay, what are the parts of exercise? What is a warm up? What is an exercise? What's a cool down? And then I actually recently just added to my class, like choosing the exercise that's important for you. I think a lot of people, especially kids, if they don't know, they think, if I need exercise, I have to go to the gym. I have to go for runs. Mm-hmm. But there's so much more exercise than just going and lifting weights and running. I have a live class where we talk about different types of exercises. So I tell the kids, and I love it because I can bring dumbbells and show off a lot of my exercise knowledge of like, hey, we're going to do this exercise. This is called a shoulder press. This is where your traps are. If you want to build this muscle, this is what you're going to do, and this is what's going to feel like. And I have one that breaks down. We go from shoulders all the way down to our calves. And so the goal is that if kids wanted to start lifting, they have a base idea of stuff they can do from there. I have a demonstration on Zoom that the kids see, and then we do them together. I always like to follow the thing I learned in college, like I do, we do, you do. So they see me do it, we do it together, I watch them do it. Mm-hmm. And that's 3 different ways they get to see the form. And like I said, then I bring up a diagram of the muscles, and at first I have them guess, what muscle did we just use? Mm-hmm. And that gets tricky because a lot of times the muscles are weird names and stuff like that the kids don't know how to guess, but we talk about it so they have an idea of, okay, this used my trapezius, my latissimus dorsi muscle and stuff like that.
And so you're getting to understand a little bit more than just like leg, arm.
Yeah, well, especially like your legs. Your quads are 4 types of there's 4 muscles in one.
Wow.
So the kids might not know that. They might just say, this is my thigh muscle.
Sure.
Or even your hamstrings, a whole bunch of muscles as well.
So how do you help kids start to explore what exercises they're interested in and what might be most beneficial to them as an individual?
Yeah, so I use the words exercise goals a lot, and I emphasize that that's different for every person. And I think even adults too, they think exercise, I need to be skinny or I need to be chiseled and ripped, when if that's not your goal, that's not something you have to do if you don't want to. So I start with that with the kids, and then a unit I really just added was activity preference, emphasizing that the best exercise you're going to do is the one that you enjoy. If you hate running, you don't have to go for a run. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do that to be exercise. If you love playing soccer, do that for exercise. So the whole unit, it's all about activity preference, the different types of activities, and then breaking down why it's beneficial, what it does for your body. We look at what is aerobic, what is anaerobic, what is flexibility, what is strength training, what are examples of that. A lot of quiz questions are a lot of kind of getting kids' personal opinions, not so much being quizzed on what is aerobic activity, but like out of these activity learners, which ones do you prefer? Which ones pique your interest? Which ones do you want to try? So kids can decide that and say, okay, I like running. Maybe I can make a goal of running a 5K and use these aerobic activities to work towards that.
What about, there's a new course in middle school. I don't know if it's called moving or movement, but can you tell me what it's called and what it's about?
So that is the one we're really trying to build up, that we found that kids in elementary school were doing, their PE was a lot of movement. Then they came to middle school and personal fitness and health was not much movement. Mm-hmm. So that one I took on and helped create it with the help of the other phys ed teachers to make it more movement based. Mm-hmm. And that one, the live classes, the kids are doing a lot of moving. We have a whole class on movement, on like this is the way the arms bend, and this is when you squat, this is what moves. And then we have the activity one and an exercise one and one about heart rate. So that's a lot of getting the kids more active during the day.
Is nutrition part of your course at all?
Yeah, so health has a lot of nutrition, a little bit in the 6th grade course, but health does a lot of nutrition. And I always relate it back to your goals. You know, if your goal is that you want to run a lot, then what that looks like for your body versus if you want to be more flexible, what that does for your body. And that it can be different for everyone. It's kind of finding like the right pieces for yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
What do you think are the main differences between health, safety, and physical education in a cyber environment versus at a brick and mortar school?
Yeah, so I have actually never taught phys ed in a brick and mortar school, but I did student teaching there. And I would say the cyber one, there's a lot more of like, you're going to learn this and probably go do some of your own exploring afterwards if it really piques your interest. And I always tell kids there's so much more you can do that we don't have time to talk about in class. Brick and mortar, I feel like you get a lot of like, this is it. This is what we're doing today. You know, go on to your next class and you don't really think about it. But I think in the cyber setting, the kids have such opportunity like, oh, I enjoy learning about, aerobic activities. What are some other things I can go do? And they can go explore it almost right then and there as they're learning about it. Just going through all my classes in college, the professor was talking about, it's very easy to create a roll out the ball class where it is like, here's some equipment, go play and do something where you're, and they emphasize that the point of phys ed is learning how to be physical. It says in the name physical education, learning how to move your body, what that involves, everything with it. So I definitely took that chunk away a lot from my courses that I don't want just to be like, go do whatever. And to a degree, playing games is fun. You're moving, you're exercising, but you're not learning about what's happening, really.
What inspires you to get into what you're doing, inspires you when you're teaching these kids? Like, what kind of drives that boat?
That's a good question. I guess really I just enjoy this topic, the phys ed and health topic so much. I love sharing it with the kids. I love seeing them learn. I feel like every now and then I get a couple like eureka moments where a kid like asks a question. I'm like, yes, you get it. This like, and then that's the feeling of like, oh, it was really worth it. Doing all this for them.
Are you passionate about fitness and nutrition in your personal life?
Yes. I like I said before, I've done 2 half marathons. Me and my brother did a triathlon, did a couple Tough Mudders.
Cool.
So it is something. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I enjoy seeing the progress of it. So yeah, I'd say a lot of passion in there. I do have a group. There's a rec center near my new house that we play hockey 2 to 3 times a week.
Floor hockey.
Yep. Maybe 10 to 20 of us, depending on numbers.
Cool.
And what I told my wife is that I love doing it because I need the competition base of it.
Yeah.
The training for the half marathon was fun, but I need a win. I need that aspect. I played sports all through high school and college, and I was like, I need to get back to winning something.
Yeah.
So the competition and social thing is part of it as well, and then showing off, progress and skill and all that as well.
Do you wear a lot of pads? I feel like that's dangerous.
You can.
He said you can. That means he's not.
I have shin pads because you get hit in the shin a couple of times. Yeah. You start to think, I should probably get shin pads. Some guys do full helmets. I do gloves as well because if you get hit in the hands, that hurts really bad.
Yeah.
This isn't super competitive, but it's competitive enough for me.
Wow. I feel like I would run out of breath just from like one goal to the next, and then I'd be done.
A lot of sprinting. And I'm probably the youngest guy there by at least 15 years.
Okay.
And I'm the only one that shows up with the water bottle and stretches. All these, I don't want to call them old guys, but these old guys show up and they're just like quick little toe touch and they're like, let's go. And then they make fun of me because I stop for water. I'm like, guys, this is so much running.
Yeah.
How are you not crazy sore or like thirsty from this?
Yeah. That's wild. I'm a big fan of competition, so I'm here with you on that. So did you choose this career specifically? It sounds like you did go to school for physical education or what?
So I guess it really started in high school. Around that time when your parents started being like, what are you going to do in college?
Yeah.
I decided I want to go to college. I didn't want to do like Army or anything like that.
Sure.
And I was like, man, I'm not too sure. And at the time I was going back to my middle school, coaching the track team that I ran on, and I started to connect the dots of like, I really enjoy working with kids, and I love teaching them all the stuff I learned at track because I loved it so much. I was like, maybe I want to be a teacher. I could look into like phys ed and that, and from there it really grew. And then my senior year, I shadowed a whole bunch of phys ed teachers, and then went to Westchester for health and phys ed.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this was kind of an organic path for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, and it worked out well. As you get to senior year, all the teachers start to tell you like, oh, you know, so many kids switch their degrees so many times, and I thought myself very lucky that I was like, I kind of identified what I wanted to do right away, and at no point was ever like, maybe this isn't the thing for me. I really something I loved and kept wanting to pursue.
You're in graduate school?
Yes, I am actually March. I will be done. Yes.
That's so
I can't wait.
close.
I keep telling my wife, I feel like I have senioritis again.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I see the finish line and I know I'm going to be done. I'm like, the motivation to keep working is dwindling, but I'm like, I can see the light. I'm almost there.
What are you working on? What are you studying?
It is a master's in health education at American College of Education.
I'm just nerding out a little bit here. Do you feel like you have really added to your wealth of knowledge and your practice of your profession with your master's degree, or do you feel like you're just kind of checking a professional box?
A little bit of both. I started it as I'm like, oh, I can get a nice pay increase if I do this. But as I went into it, I started the idea start rolling of like, oh, I just learned about this. I wonder if I could, you know, work this concept in. Or the biggest thing is really with our wellness committee. A lot of the master's classes is about running a workplace health program. And then at the State of the Union again, which really blew me away, they came up and talked about joining the wellness committee. I'm like, I'm learning all about this stuff. I'm like, it would probably be a good idea for me to join. So as I'm taking classes, I'm like, I could do this, and this would be a great idea for the committee to do, and this would be a great idea.
It gets your wheels turning.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the Wellness Committee. What are some of the initiatives happening this year?
Yeah. So anyone can join. We always encourage people to join. Every month we have a new wellness challenge, and it's different every month, so you're not doing the same thing. We've done like a fitness bingo board where there's all these different fitness things, and once you filled out 5 in a row, we did a sleep challenge where can you get enough sleep each night. I'm in bed by 8 almost every night. I try to.
What time do you get up?
Hockey days I'm up at 4:30.
Oh, because you play in the morning?
Yes. That's the only time we can reserve the gym.
Yeah.
So hockey days I'm up at 4:30 to get to the gym by 5. Because I like to eat. I have a whole routine I do.
Love that.
Stretch, and if I don't do it, I feel like I'm off.
I picture myself that early in the morning just trying to be like, let's go.
The first, so I was working at this rec center part-time, and I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, oh my gosh, I see we have hockey, but it's at 5:30 in the morning. So the first time I was like, is it worth me getting up to do this? The first week I did it, I was like, I have no way I'm going to do this, but I just had so much fun playing and getting back into a competitive sport. I was like, I'm not going to give this up. I'm going to keep with it. Do
any of our staff members do any kind of physical activities together?
We actually I'm part of, I think there's 5-6 of us that go out for runs every Thursday.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure if you looked out your window, you would see us. I'm not there today because it's freezing.
Okay.
But when it's nice, we go out at lunch break. I try to get at least 3 miles in, but I'm one of the slower of the group. Some of the other teachers are a lot more faster and better than I am.
Sure.
But yeah, it's nice. And it's something I've, again, taken from, this is a fun thing we do. Could I work this into the wellness committee, getting ideas from the grad class, all kind of combining together? Could I make this like a school-wide thing and not just like 5 of us, but could we make like a schedule and get more people out there? I run the anime club here at PALCS.
Cool.
Which is fairly new. I think 2 years ago we started it, and a kid actually came to my class early and like super serious, was like, Mr. Solnosky, I have to talk to you after class. I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid is going to break some like heartbreaking thing to me. I'm going to have to do all these reports. And after class, he goes, we should start an anime club. I was like, oh, thank God, dude. I hear you really scared me there for a second. But yeah, and we got approval for it, and we meet twice a month. And it's one of the other things I love about coming to work here is doing anime club with the kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. My wife and I do 31 days of Halloween.
Ooh, what's that?
I love Halloween. I've always loved Halloween.
Totally.
As a kid. Love horror movies, love scary hay rides and all that stuff. So I forget why we even did it, but every October we make 31 different things and put it in a bucket, and then every day we pull something out.
Like what?
Halloween.
Like candy? What are we talking about?
Yeah, so we range from like your basic, like, oh, let's go pick apples, let's go carve pumpkins, to let's go to like Bates Motel, like a haunted hayride, or do a ghost tour. We have like, let's do a painting night where we'll paint something Halloween thing. We'll do a movie marathon night where let's watch a bunch of horror movies in a row. So that's what
31 days.
31 days.
Holy moly.
This year got tricky because we're both doing our masters.
Okay.
So that took up a lot of time. So we might have to rethink how we tackle it. But yeah, every day we do something different.
Would you rather work alone or with a team?
With the team.
Would you rather have lunches out of the office or eat at your desk?
Out of the office.
Would you rather hot running water or coffee in the morning?
Ooh, coffee.
Really? Like you would take a cold shower?
It's not too often I shower in the morning.
Okay.
Unless I'm going out somewhere.
Okay. All right. What if that meant you had to take... Okay, would you rather coffee in the morning or cold shower same day?
Still going coffee.
You would just...
Yeah, I would.
What is it called? Like a cold shock?
Yeah, like a polar plunge.
You'd polar plunge yourself.
Yeah.
Just so you could have coffee.
Yeah. I think if I don't take a shower, I'm not going to get a headache. If I miss coffee, I'm going to get that caffeine headache.
Okay.
So.
Would you rather no more pizza parties or no more birthday cakes?
Oh, gosh. I have to go no more pizza.
Yeah, I have a strong suit. I'm with you on that. Yoga or CrossFit?
Ooh, yoga.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Every time I do it, I'm like, God, I should do this more often.
I know.
I feel so. And then I'll do like a month of just like running, weightlifting, and then everything's tight. And I'm like, God, I gotta do yoga. And then I do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, so much better.
Good. I know. Would you rather travel all over the world or travel once to the moon?
Ooh. It's hard to beat the moon. I think I go to the moon.
I would do it if you could take what did they call, like a nap, like a long nap, like a nap chamber.
Yeah, like a little sleep thing. Okay, yeah.
We already answered this. Explore space or the ocean?
Space.
Yeah.
The ocean's cool, but I'm
so dangerous.
Claustrophobic.
Okay.
I'm afraid of sharks. So those two things involve the ocean.
Don't you just have to like punch it in the nose?
I don't want to get close enough to do that.
Okay.
I had a cousin that lives in Myrtle Beach that taught us how to surf one summer, and he was like, "Oh, if you see a shark, just kick it." I'm like, "You don't just kick sharks, man. They're an apex predator."
Never have math class again or never have English class again?
Ooh, never have math.
Sorry, teachers.
Sorry.
Be a Transformer or Pokemon?
Oh, Pokemon, of course.
Which one?
Pokemon. Oh, which Pokemon? My favorite's Gengar. It's just a spooky ghost Pokemon, and I love horror and ghosts and Halloween.
Be able to control fire with your mind or water?
Fire would be cool because I feel like I could explore more situations and be like, oh, it's cold. Fire.
Sure, but for someone who's like afraid of sharks, I feel like if you could control the water.
I just avoid sharks. So if I can just avoid the water and sharks together.
You know, like in Moana, when like at the beginning in the seashell and the water, the ocean like pushes away because she's a baby like crawling into the ocean, and then she doesn't drown because the ocean just goes and like pushes away from her, so she's just like chilling.
No, still fire. Still fire. It's so easy in cyber school where kids never see their teachers. And so I feel like with health and phys ed, it's very easy to have almost more like organic lessons where it seems a little bit more fun, and we're doing something fun together instead of I'm lecturing to you, which brings out a little more social interactions from the kids. And the kids sometimes get a little too talkative. You have to remember to bring them back down to earth a little bit, but I do love it. I do love when I lose track of time. I'm like, guys, we haven't moved on in 10 minutes because we've been talking about this one subject, but I love hearing discussions and questions all about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is really creating an organic group dynamic where you kind of almost forget that you're not in a room together physically.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think we can all agree that every single unique child is special. They are a treasure. They are critical to, the future of Pennsylvania, the future of the world. But they're our heart. there is nothing we wouldn't do for our children.